If there was only one style of training I had to choose to do for the rest of my life, this would be it. It is by far the easiest, most beginner-friendly form of training that can be done with little to no equipment. It has almost endless progression and is guaranteed to give you a strong athletic physique if you stick with it for long enough. Not to mention its scalable intensity level, meaning that you can make it easier or harder to fit your needs. It's not standard weight training, it's not high-intensity interval training, and it is certainly not CrossFit. I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with those ways of training. However, the one I'm going to be talking about today is by far the most accessible. And that method of training is calisthenics. The same reason that militaries around the world use this training method is the same reason that inmates use it as well. And it's the same reason that I've already talked about. Calisthenics is an extremely accessible method of training. You need little to no equipment, most of the work can be done at home in relatively confined quarters, and there is almost an endless progression. So if that is of interest to you, then greetings adventurers and welcome to the guild, where we help you be your best nerdy self. My name is Rorik Main and we talk about a lot of stuff on this channel, so if you like that, then consider subscribing and liking this video. I'd appreciate it. Now, when it comes to calisthenics, most of us are probably familiar with the basics. Push-ups, pull-ups, air squats, setups, things like that. But these are not the only methods of training calisthenics. Every single one of them has a wide variety of different progressions that you can do right now. If you can't do a push-up, you can very easily do a decline push-up, or a wall push-up, or even knee push-ups. And if you can do push-ups really easily, then just consider elevating your feet, or doing pike push-ups or another variation. Switching up your progressions is the easiest way to aid in your training, from the most beginner level to the most advanced. Just looking at push-ups alone, I've counted at least 13 different variations of the basic push-up, from the humble incline push-up all the way to the advanced handstand push-up. There are multiple different ways to do different things, and that's not even including the niche exercises like tricep push-ups. And speaking of niche exercises, I actually made a video on one of my favorite niche exercises, the tiger press. So go ahead and check that out. I've got a card that I'll be putting in somewhere here. Now, calisthenics gives you a wide variety of different ways to train for it and different progression levels, but the one that I'd like to be focusing on for this specific video is going to be density training. Now, I first came across this method over on Cody Janko's YouTube channel, The Stone Circle, where he talks about it a lot. So it's not something that I've come up with on my own, but it is something that I'm going to be talking about regardless, because I think it is a wonderful technique to help you be your best nerdy self. It is perfect to release your inner adventurer and help you handle the perils of life. So how density training works is we're going to be performing a calisthenics circuit. Now, normally a calisthenics circuit is a set of exercises that are done back to back, taking little to no break in between. How density training enhances this is density training allows you to race against yourself and race against the clock. So what you're going to want to do is pick 3 to 5 exercises that target the upper body. Now, Cody goes over this in much more detail over in his video as to why you're going to want to do this, but really it's just hard to manage the overall stress to your body. After all, this is going to be a lot of work that your body is doing. And because this is going to be a lot of work that your body is doing, managing recovery becomes a big problem. Not to mention, combining upper body and lower body is probably going to cause a lot more issues with endurance and not build nearly as much muscle or cause as much adaptation in the areas of strength. So once you've picked your 3 to 5 examples, let's go with pull-ups, push-ups, and setups. You are going to perform these in a 5-3-2 rep scheme. Or if you're more advanced with calisthenics and you have a higher endurance level, or you just live in a relatively cooler area, you might want to go with a 6-5-4 method instead. If you're very new at this, you can go with a 4-2-1 instead. Now, I just threw out a bunch of numbers, so what in the hell does all of it mean? So going back to our push-ups, pull-ups, and setups, we would perform 5 push-ups, 5 pull-ups, and 5 setups without any rest in between. Then, once again, without resting, we're going to start back at the beginning and we're going to perform them for 3 reps each, and then start that all over with 2 reps. I like to take about 15 to 30 seconds to get up, put a mark in my book, maybe take a sip of water, and get back to it, but that is 1 round. So after you've completed your 5, 3, 2, put a little mark in a booklet on a piece of paper somewhere, that is 1 round. You're going to continue doing rounds until you finish a round after 20 minutes. Then simply write that number down. Write down how many rounds you did and exactly how long it took you. Use a watch or a timer on your phone to help you with this so that you know. After you have that time, that is your time to beat next time. So if you were able to do 4 rounds in 21 minutes and 30 seconds, you want to get at least 21 minutes and 29 seconds the next time that you perform that routine. And I can guarantee you the first couple times you do it, you're going to beat that time. When I first started this, I was only able to get about 4 rounds in before I was finishing after that 20-minute mark. By the second time of doing it, I had already shaved it down to 18 minutes. The amount of progression you're going to get with your muscular endurance is absolutely insane. So just give it a try, start small if you have to, don't jump into big stuff. Start small, work your way up. And it's as simple as that. All you have to do is add more rounds until you physically cannot complete it in under 20 minutes. No matter how hard you try, you cannot complete it in under 20 minutes. You're not shaving any more time off. Then, once you get to about the 10 to 15 rounds mark, add a new workout or change it up to a more difficult progression. So instead of doing normal push-ups, normal pull-ups, and normal setups, I might instead decide to do incline setups, incline push-ups, and wide grip pull-ups instead. Or you could simply increase your rep range from 5-3-2 to 6-5-4, and that is immediately going to add a lot of time to it as well. Now, I went ahead and created a workout program for this that focuses on both your upper and your lower body, and I'll have that linked down below. So if that's of interest to you, it's absolutely free. Go check it out. And there you have it. Everything that you need. A free program and all of the knowledge to get started. Well, almost all of it. I could go over how to perform every single exercise, but I feel like that's been talked about ad nauseum on YouTube, so I'm sure that you'll be able to find it. If you guys liked this video, then please consider liking and subscribing, and sharing this video with somebody that you think might enjoy it. And if you'd like to help support the guild directly, then head on over to my website at coffee.com/lionsguild and become a monthly member up here with these wonderful people. I'd like to give a special shout out to my first top tier member, Autumn Nance. Thank you very much for your support. But until next time, I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you around the guild.